These are some very soft, very goopy bananas. Basically pre-mashed inside of their little condoms.
That's right. It's time. Okay. Holy crap. Today's going to be a wild one. Today's going to be weird, for sure. Knew we had some bananas that we needed to turn to banana bread. I'm like, you know what? I'll do the same stream, but I'll make it a little different. Since I don't have, 10,000 people watching me on YouTube chat to do TTS and to donate to me, to make me laugh, to make me add more bananas whenever I laugh is a failure. Instead, I decided to test my brain.
So here are the rules. For each ingredient in the book, you get one question from BuzzFeed's Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? Each question right, you get to continue the recipe as written. Each wrong answer, you must add one of our 14 mystery ingredients.
I'd like to think that I'm a smart guy, but then again, I haven't paid attention to school in a long time, and I don't think I've ever read a book from like 6th grade on. I kind of just, would like go online to monkeynotes.com and just kind of just fudge my way through things. So everyone says I'm a smart guy, but I'm really not. And I guess we'll find out today if I am or I'm not. And I'll have to eat my knowledge, put up or shut up, and I'll have to eat my banana bread on the other side of this. In the other room, I have all the other shit set up, so I think I'm ready to just...
So this is our kitchen. Fine. Kind of old countertops. Very Florida, very cheap, but it is what it is. At least we have a kitchen. Also, it sort of slopes downward for some reason. Like when you walk, you're like, oh. I don't know. I mean, there's probably a sinkhole under the house. So this is our cookbook that she has from her dad's house. This is not a good start to the quiz show because the copyright of the book is this. What date is that, everybody? Are you smarter than a 5th grader? What date is that? MCMLXXIII. We all know what date that is, right? That's the easy way to do a copyright, right? Which is not a good sign for 5th grade knowledge because this is the kind of crap that they would test you and stuff. Apparently it's 1973, I believe is the answer. 1973, and it's a very 70s sort of cookbook thing. I haven't really made banana bread before. I'm a guy who will heat up exactly the right amount of ingredients I need and eat them over a sink. Raw cereal out of the bag into the mouth kind of guy. Banana bread. We got flour, sugar, teaspoon, baking acting powder, which I guess is baking powder. Salt, baking soda. Oh, wait, what? Baking soda and baking? Yes, baking powder and then baking soda. I thought those were the same thing. Shortening, which is like grease. Mashed bananas. We got bananas. These bananas have seen better times. These are the bananas. Now, I know a lot of people are very weird about their banana eating. These are some very soft, very goopy bananas. Basically pre-mashed inside of their little condoms. I know a lot of people who, if a banana's yellow, they think it's rotten and they don't eat it, which blows my mind. And I have coworkers that would say, this is beyond redeemable. I think these bananas are fine. Now, the bananas we have now today are definitely not fine. We have 8 otherwise ingredients. There's not a lot of steps to it. It seems like you just mix everything up and then throw it into a pan.
And that's fine.
There's 15 bonus ingredients?
14.
It's going to be a very rich, one way or the other. It's going to have a lot of extraness to it. I didn't really prepare properly for any of this because I'm a schmuck. You just got to stream. You just got to make it work. You got to. This is the worst stream I ever do. I think we're already in a great spot. I hope this is the worst stream I ever do, which is the weird thing to say out loud, just meaning that I hope things in the future are even better, but we'll see. So it says the first ingredient is 3/4 cups all-purpose flour. 1 3/4 cup? That's the right way to say that. That's how you say that stuff. Flour. You can fit so much flour in this bad boy right here.
We'll start off with an easy one.
Okay.
The Tropic of Capricorn lies in which hemisphere?
The Tropic of Capricorn lies in southern hemisphere. Final answer.
You are correct.
That's right. I remember because I knew that we, in the Tampa Bay, Florida area, are kind of close to the Tropic of Cancer, which I remember sounding cool because as a kid, I guess I thought Cancer was cool. So booyah, I am super smart. So I guess I've earned the right to have an unmolested 1 3/4 cup of flour. So we have these things here. This is a 1 cup. Where the fuck am I adding all this? This? I guess I would add it to this? The big stand mixer thing?
Well, there's also another bowl. You can add them.
I think we're supposed to just mix everything anyway. I think we're supposed to just mix this. I'm just going to add it to this thing. We're doing it live. 1 cup. 1 cup. Oh, God. What are these for? Are these for, like, serving it into? Are these both these
for baking?
For baking, okay. And then this was a mixing bowl so that I can keep off to the side here. How often do you bake? I don't bake ever. I've never baked. What are these for? If you ask what are baking fans for, yeah. Is there a line in this thing for a 3/4? I don't think there is. So I guess I can either eyeball it or do a 1/2 and a 1/4. We'll do a 1/2 and a 1/4. I'm gonna do all the dishes after this. So I'm gonna grab a 1/2. So we have 1 and a 1/2. There's already some 5th grade math going into the equation here. Fractions. All right, so that is now the total of 1 3/4 of a cup. All right, next thing down here is 2/3 cups of sugar. So now it's ready for my next question.
During World War II, on the day known as D-Day, at what location did Allied troops invade Europe?
France. Normandy Beach? I mean,
Yes,
okay.
you got it correct.
All right, these are way easier than I thought they were going to be. All right, so now I need 2/3 cups of sugar. So I have a 1/3 cup here. I will do 2 of these. And we have sugar. This is 1/3 cup of sugar. And now this is 2/3 cups of sugar. This is a lot of sugar. It's going to be a lot of bread. Okay, so now our next ingredient would be wait, hold on. Let's mix the first 5 ingredients. Okay, so we're doing them right so far. We didn't totally mess up the ingredients. The next thing for me is going to be 1 teaspoon double-acting baking powder. So now I have a question from you.
Who was the first American in space?
Fuck. So, like, I know who, like, landed on the moon, but the first American in space. That seems like a question that is it a multiple choice or is it just straight up like, just answer it? Game shows usually have like a phone a friend or they have like, I feel Smarter Than a 5th Grader was a show that had lifelines. As I stand here panicking because I don't know the answer to this question, I'm thinking to myself, we should probably have some lifelines, right? That should totally be a thing that exists on the show, right? Right? I say, nodding my head.
I guess.
Making her agree with me. I guess since I didn't plan for any lifelines, which probably would have been a great idea as we're about to probably go cascading into nonstop wrong answers. These are way easier than I thought they were going to be. I'm going to have to just live with it and say Neil Armstrong. I think is wrong, but...
Yep, you are incorrect.
Damn it. Who is it?
Alan Bartlett Shepard Jr.
Alan Shepard sounds like a name.
Shepard.
So now you get to choose a mystery.
I get to choose a mystery ingredient? Okay.
Yes.
So let's pan over to our lovely selection of mystery ingredients. Fuck, this is gonna ruin the bread.
Depending on what it is.
Depending on what it is. Okay, so are there some winners in here?
So there are some that are very complimentary, and then there are others that'll make the bread revolting.
Some are complimentary. Using my brain skills, I'm thinking this is like a sauce and or hot sauce or soy sauce or some kind of sauce. I feel like that's always going to be bad, never complimentary.
You don't know.
I don't know. These all could be literally anything. This could be cat food. This could be, this looks like a jar. Jars, again, could be good or bad. Okay, so I think I'm going to pick the jar thing here, which I guess is now very clearly a jar.
Go for it.
No stir, natural peanut butter. That doesn't sound so bad.
That's a winner.
That's a winner. So now, how the hell do I add this to the ingredients? I guess I just add whatever I feel like is the appropriate amount.
Everything is approximately teaspoons or tablespoons, so maybe like a tablespoon.
If we say a tablespoon, then that means I get to add a tablespoon of peanut butter, good. But that also means I'm adding a tablespoon of gross things, which is bad. I got my tablespoon. Typical corporate liars. What do we see here? No stir, creamy. There is very clearly liquid. Hard to say. Oh God, I just farted on the ground. You know what? Peanut oil is good for the wood flooring. It'll be fine. I'll get a... Okay. Oh my God, it's greasy. Oh God, I'm gonna slip on this and die. Like it never happened. A nice, greasy, heaping spoon of peanut butter. Come on, get in there.
You also have a spatula.
Oh my God, it's like just oozing out because it's so greasy. I still have to add the normal ingredient, otherwise the bread won't work. 1 teaspoon double-acting baking powder. Name brand, great value baking powder. If I look at my spoon holder, a half teaspoon, a full teaspoon. Dip it in there. They give you a nice little shelf. Flatten it out. Plop. Nice and easy. I am ready for the question.
How many inches are there in 2 yards?
So a yard is 3 feet. That is 2 yards. That would be 6 feet. 12 times 6. That would be 11 is 66. That would be 72 inches in 2 yards.
You are correct.
There it is. That's right. Thank you. Okay. So I'm going to add my half teaspoon of salt. I have my half teaspoon unused, and I have salt. Whoa, okay. I'm wasting all this salt. All right, half teaspoon of salt. I should be preheating the oven? Probably. 350. It's going to get hot in here. So.
What country has the longest border with the United States?
Seems simple. It's got to be Canada. No way it's not.
You are correct.
Okay, because I was worried that was a dangerous question.
Technically, there's only 2 countries that.
Well, you're right. There's 1,000 countries I gotta pick from, though, right? I mean, okay, so we added this.
Correct.
Yeah, we added the salt. Now we have baking soda, which is totally different than baking powder, obviously. Obviously. So we have our not in a proper sealed thing, just a plastic bag on top, baking soda. And I need a 1/4 teaspoon. We have a half teaspoon. I guess I'll just put half of a half teaspoon. That's a 1/4. I've already proven my math skills above and beyond. That looks like about half, right? That's about half of it. I mean, what's the worst that could happen if it's more than that, right? Oh my god, I'm super. Yeah, it's in there now. Put this bag back on top. Clean up as you go. It's important to clean up as you go.
Since the late 1930s, what calendar date has been designated for the inauguration of a United States president?
January?
Or what?
Oh, wait, I thought you said what month?
It's a specific date.
Specific date. Okay, so January sounds like it's right.
Got part of it.
You know this. I don't think it's January 6th, because that was the day of the insurrection, which was not Inauguration Day. It was just the day they were voting on things. So I know it's not the 6th, which maybe, but because knowing it's January 6th, maybe I'm pretty sure it was in January. So I want to say January 15th.
You are incorrect.
What was it?
The 20th.
The 20th. Boo, boo. There it is. Yeah. Okay. I got to pick another thing. I'm not going to hem and haw about it too hard. I'm just going to go ahead and pick this one.
Spicy honey.
Spicy honey. I mean, that could have been worse. Now, it has peanut butter as well. Peanut butter and spicy honey in a banana bread. God, there's not a lot of spicy honey in this. And we were like, tablespoon. I feel like this is going to be like half of the container, but okay. I could wash the spoon out, but I'm just going to pour and then...
Yeah, go right ahead.
Okay. This is coming out way faster than I thought it would. I'm going to waste all your beautiful spicy honey. Okay. Are there bad ingredients? Like, I mean, like, this is an interesting... Okay.
There are bad ingredients.
Okay, yeah. Okay. You can really taste the spicy honey. So we did the baking soda, so now we have to do 1/2 cup of shortening. Oh my god. This looks delicious. It's just like icing. It looks so good, though. I guess I've never looked at shortening straight up before. That's crazy. It's so smooth. God, it's like better than Play-Doh. Hey, little buddy. Little Philco break. How you doing, Philco? How you doing? Oh, you don't like it? Okay, let's get you up here underwater. Perfect. Like a cat. Okay, I need 1/2 cup. So I'm supposed to mix the first 5 ingredients, which we have 5 plus 2 more in here. I guess I'm supposed to mix this up. Adding shortening to this is what they're saying again, right? So I'm gonna put this over here into the mixture machine. Do a little mixing on this sucker, just to get this kind of mixed up and mix up all these ingredients. We can answer more questions for sure. This is the beginning of the banana bread here.
What revolutionary leader wrote the influential Common Sense in 1776?
Common Sense. 1776. That sounds like... So it's... I'm just talking it out here. That sounds like... Oh, fuck. I want to say... I mean, the immediately my brain says Thomas Paine is like the name that I want to say out loud. Which I feel like I'm getting mixed with Thomas Jefferson and then some other Paine guy. Some other like... Fuck. This is not good. I'm bad with names. I'm going to say Thomas Paine.
You are correct.
Am I correct? Oh my god. Now, I guess I somewhat cheated because I looked at Kara's face when I said Thomas Paine, and she was like, "No, I didn't know how to read that, mind you. I just knew that I probably had one of the names right, and then maybe one of the names wrong." So I'm kind of proud of myself for knowing Thomas Paine. It was common sense thing. All right, so now I get to add some shortening. So I'm just gonna, I don't give a fuck, right? I'm just gonna throw that shit in there, and it'll mix it. It'll mix it, and we can always mix it more if we have to in the end. Oh, half cup of shortening. Yeah, this is half cup. Okay, fancy feast. No, we don't even have fancy feast. I think we have like special piss food for Philco because his little piss bladder. No good. Poor Philco and his little piss bladder. All right, that's a pretty interesting scoop there. Open up our off-brand stand mixer and somehow add in a shit ton of lard.
You'll definitely need the spatula for that one.
Yeah, okay. I'm discovering this as we go here. Oh wow, this stuff cuts real easy though. Mix. Scissor fashion. That is not scissoring. It's kind of just sitting inside of the spatula. There we go. Just crank it up to 11. That's the right answer. Why are there no bananas yet? What a great question. There's a lot of ingredients that are not bananas. Bananas are coming. I think that the bananas are the next ingredient, actually. Yeah, right now we just have honey peanut butter bread, which is, missing its premier ingredient. Maybe I can smear it on this. That's the smart way to do it. There we go. Now I'm so smart. I'm so 5th grade ready. All right. I'm going to let this go, and then Kara will give me another question, and then we'll add the next ingredient after the question.
Name the author of the 1960 novel about social and racial inequality, To Kill a Mockingbird.
I think we're fucked. To Kill a Mockingbird is a book that I'm aware exists. I don't think I was ever required to read it, but that is a book that is very famous. A book that I should probably know. I know there was a movie with a guy who was an old actor who did it, but he has nothing to do with the writer. So the question is about who wrote it? Is that correct?
Yeah, the author.
Oh my god. The chances of... How many good ingredients and how many bad? Was it about 7 and 7?
I would say there are more good than bad.
Okay. So we've already exhausted what seems like 2 good ingredients.
But what are bad are really bad.
So I don't know the homie's name who wrote the book. I literally can't even give you a name on top of my head.
Do you give up?
I give up. Yeah, I don't got it. Who wrote it?
Harper Lee.
Never would have got it. I did not get that one right at all. How are we looking over here? This is looking somewhat okay. The Kill a Mockingbird. Oh, it's literally in our house. Okay, sweet. Good to know. Yeah, Kara's just giving me the shittiest smile possible looking at me while she's holding the book up. So it's going to be a tablespoon no matter what we add. Kara is giggling to herself, which is not a good sign. Huh!
You picked wasabi powder.
This is going to be some spicy banana bread.
I would use that very sparingly, though.
You don't think the tablespoon rule is not going to work, you don't think?
No, absolutely not.
Oh my god, this is unopened, as you can see from our close-up camera. A tablespoon will be like the majority of this container. Okay, I can immediately... I feel like I can immediately smell something. Actually, I kind of don't. It doesn't really have anything too crazy about it. I grab my tablespoon.
I would advise a teaspoon.
I'm going to pour into the tablespoon. I'm not going to fill the tablespoon, but we're going to be using the tablespoon no matter what. This is the punishment spoon. Oh. That's the majority of a tablespoon. Oh, God. It was going so well until it started to go poorly. There's a little ingredient window in here, and we're just going to dump all of that wasabi powder in here. I mean, a little bit that I looked up is not that bad. Okay, so now we get to add bananas, I think. So, I mean, I barely got a lick of it, so I'm hoping that it's actually spicy. Kind of the whole point is to ruin everything. So now we are at the 1 cup of mashed bananas, which they say is about 2 very ripe medium bananas. Would you classify these as very ripe? I'm going to classify these as very ripe. Oh my god, they're like, oh god.
There's a plate there.
Oh god.
In case if they're just a little too runny.
Just use all 3. I mean, they're going to get thrown away anyway.
Or composted.
Oh, that is interesting. A ripcord. I feel like I've seen worse. I feel like I've seen more liquidy bananas come out of it. Slimy is definitely a great way to describe them. Drop it down. There we go. That was surprisingly satisfying to do, I'm not gonna lie.
It looked like you were holding a very slimy yellow turd.
Yeah. It's like dropping it into the bowl, if you will. It felt very, reminiscent. So that's the thing that I found out about bananas, is that the more ripe a banana gets, the less fiber content and the higher the sugar content is. Which I guess is probably why it's still good to bake, because you need less fiber, and it's very sweet. It sweetens like crazy when it's in this stage. It smells super sweet. It's just, kind of gross. Oh, God. Oh my God, it literally does this every time, a little ripcord. And then I guess there's like a primary seam that we never know on bananas until they get super ripe. Ugh. So let's give it a little... Whoa, that's a pulse. That's a pulse. Let's just give it a nice little slow rumble here. We got another question now as we go up to the next one, which is 2 eggs lightly beaten. It's all going into the mixer one way or the other, so.
What's the capital of Connecticut?
I mean, I couldn't name you the biggest city in Connecticut, let alone the capital of Connecticut. Capitals are always shitty-ass towns. Connecticut is a state that is near the tri-state area, and despite it not being among it, apparently it has better pizza than Pennsylvania. How that's supposed to help me figure out which one is the capital of Connecticut, I am trying to think of cities in America, let alone Connecticut. This would have probably been my 4th lifeline, so these have probably all ran out anyway, but I'm gonna have to go ahead and say Bruges is definitely Louisiana, Anchorage is definitely Alaska. I gotta think of it. I think I gotta think of a name. Gotta think of a thing to say, because I might as well just say something. Which is gonna be embarrassing to say a wrong thing, but I gotta say something. So I'm going to say Louisville is Kentucky. No, don't say that. It's so funny that the wrong things just jump to my mind. Like, no, pick me. Can you give a hint? I mean,
a small one.
Oh my God, Kara's gonna allow a small hint. There was an NHL team in this city. What a hint. Philadelphia Flyers. That's a different thing. That's not the right state. I don't think that was enough of a hint for my dumbass, but I'll have to take it, considering it's a blessing to get that at all.
You give up?
I give up. I literally just give. I couldn't name you a city that I didn't already know was the wrong answer. That's the crazy part.
The capital of Connecticut is Hartford.
Hartford. All right, Foco. I'm coming back over. We have another, punishment round. I'm afraid of a lot of these. All right, so I gotta just rip the Band-Aid off. Little Philco here, hanging out. He likes us being in the room with him. I'm picking up this one, whatever this one is. Da-na-na-na.
Avocado toast seasoning.
That's not that bad, right? It's gonna be some zest. How many cracks would that be? So I have our punishment spoon here. 1, 2, 3. There's like nothing, it's just dust. Again, I don't want to use up all your lovely seasoning here. Giving it a lot to try and fill a little bit of this spoon. All right, so we got like, I don't know, a teaspoon. Like we got like the small part of it. I wanted it to be in there. Because there's a lot of meat in here. The next I'm going to add is the 2 eggs, lightly beaten, aka just fucking thrown in. Because it's a mixer. Yeah. Okay. It's probably a bad way.
Careful to check them. They are older eggs. I wanted you to be a little bit more cautious.
This was a terrible way to do this. I should have just opened the lid. The real challenge is just using eggs. Just using regular ingredients for me. That's the challenge. All right, so what I'm going to do now, the big brain idea, the 5th grader idea, which is open the fucking lid. That way I can pour things in way easier. To check them, because they're old eggs. It looks like an egg to me.
Good.
What's it going to be black? Like, what do you think it was going to be?
You remember the time I opened a rotten egg?
Oh my God, I forgot about it. All right, lightly beaten. They are so lightly getting beaten right now. The yolks are still intact. I mean, I can't flip them in the pan without breaking them. I'll put them in a mixer, and they're not breaking. It couldn't be lighter mixing. Oh, there it goes. All right, let's give it some pulses. That looks like batter to me. So we're on to our next thing, which is, that's it. We're all out of ingredients. So I guess I answer another question to see if I add one more ingredient, and then we go to the buttering and baking step.
That sounds good.
Okay, so hit me with another one. I'm gonna fuck this up, aren't I?
How many countries are in Africa?
Kara's over here laughing her ass off quietly to herself. Because she knows there's no fucking way I know the answer to this one. Let alone, like, I'm gonna be honest, doesn't it change frequently? I mean, I guess this question was like from yesterday, so it must not be that messed up. I mean, like, I guess the area is somewhat stable, but like, you know, in my lifetime, there's been lots of like border changes that have happened. How the fuck is that a 5th grade question? Thank you. I'm gonna go ahead and just think about how many things I see. In the top half, there's probably, oh my god, to get this right, like exactly, is like such a crapshoot. The top has got,
You like a hint?
oh my god, yes.
Number is over 50.
I probably wouldn't have said 50. Over 50 is a fuckload. Now, there's a 0.0000012% chance, I guess, right? But I know it's over 50. That's one of the integers I should, you know, there are now is anywhere from 1 to 49 integers I won't pick. You know, out of the entirety of all the numbers in the world. 50 is a lot. So I'm going to say 53.
54. You were so close.
I don't respect fucking Madagascar. I don't see it as a country, goddammit. It's 53. I'm gonna make my stand here. All right.
Pick another ingredient.
We got another ingredient. Maybe we'll get a good one this time. How have we done when it comes to the ingredients, Kara? Have we gotten any of, like, we gotten the best? I assume peanut butter is probably the best possible ingredient to add.
One of the best.
And then have you gotten any of the bad ones? Like the bad ones? You mentioned there
the
was
wasabi powder was by far the worst.
It was supposed to be the worst? Okay.
One of the worst.
Okay, interesting. Because, I mean, I licked that powder. I didn't.
Same with the avocado seasoning.
That was also supposed to be one of the bad ones? I guess it's very powerful. Yes. Okay. Knowing that there's probably not cat food here, I guess. So, I mean, you've cut
no
the content.
Cat food.
You've cut the content.
I promise you, no cat food.
And it is
White truffle oil.
White truffle infused oil. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
A good thing.
It's a good thing. I don't know. Okay.
Fair warning, it's a very, very expensive oil.
So we're rich, is what you're
Use
saying.
it sparingly.
Oh, God! I was not expecting that. Okay, sparingly. It's the grease of a mushroom. It's pretty vile. All right, so we have our incredibly fucked up punishment spoon. There it is. Okay, camera. I know where the camera is. So we're not too much. I'm gonna say again, we got about half. I don't know. You know, lower half of a thing. Bottoms away. Bottoms away? No, bombs away or bottoms up. I just combined them in the worst way possible. So it's gonna be some greasy ass bread. All right, now I should be greasing a pan, right? Based off what it said in here. How do I grease a pan? Do I get more shortening again, or what do I do? That'll grease them up real good. Let's mix up that truffle oil. So we have a decent sized jug. Do you think it's gonna? Does it rise?
Only a little bit.
You're the master baker in this situation. Did you want to take a look at this material and tell me if it's easy mixed more or not? Like, I mean, I kind of didn't really follow the instructions for the most part. How does that look? It looks a little chunky, doesn't it?
A little bit longer.
Do a power mix. Even Bilko's freaking out a little bit. The thing is rocking. I don't know if you can see that. It is like, God, it stinks. Oh man. Oh my God, this is a terrible machine. And I'm like, oh, you know, like a KitchenAid machine's really expensive. Other machines are just as good. Definitely, I mean, it's fine. It's just not the same thing. It's kind of goopy now. I'm going to pan up. You think it's going to be this pan, or do you think it's going to be, is this one big enough? So let's go ahead and pan it up. Greased. Who likes eating the batter? Batter's edible, right? Technically, there's egg in it, but like, who gives a shit?
If you're not worried about salmonella, you
want to lick the batter, chat? You want to lick it? That is a lot, but there is so much complex. This is how I would describe that. I think you can taste the wasabi, you can taste the honey, you can taste the banana bread, you can taste everything. It's really interesting. I eat cookie dough, bro. It's all good, man. All right, so we have this gigantic ass mixture that's trying to go into this tiny ass little thing here. There's no way it's all gonna. Okay, maybe I misunderstand how big things are, because this does not look like it's going to overflow it. I thought this thing was huge in comparison to this thing, which it is not even close. How long does it bake for? Well, the thing says an hour, which is kind of a long time, I'm going to be real. Like getting all of our hard work and all of our special ingredients.
We can do 2 more questions. One to top off the batter before we put it in the oven.
Okay. One
and then another question to potentially top it off when it's done baking.
Are you supposed to top things off before you bake it? Are you supposed to sprinkle the top with something? Like oil or dry goods? Like, is that
Depending on what it is.
Depending on what it is, okay. Well, I guess. Sure, why not? Hit me with your best 5th grade question.
True or false? The platypus is a mammal.
That's an easy one. That's true.
You are correct.
Yeah, that's super. Okay, sweet. So, bake 55 minutes to 1 hour until toothpick inserted in center comes out clean. Cool in pan on wire rack for 10 minutes. Remove from pan. Cool completely on rack. Makes 1 loaf. We're making a loaf. I'm just going to chuck this bitch in the oven and set that timer for an hour or 55 minutes. What if we, like, make it hotter and do less time? That's brain, right? That's smart. That's how baking works.
Oh, baking is different.
Yeah, I know. All right, 55 minutes is set. I think what we should do is we should answer the question. Then we decide, we figure out if we're going to open one of these last ingredients. And then I guess we use this time to then see the other potential ingredients we could have had.
Sounds good.
Okay, so we have one last question. What
river forms the border between Indiana and Kentucky?
I mean, the thing that comes to mind, Kentucky. I'm just going to say Mississippi River.
You are incorrect. It is the Ohio River.
Mississippi is like so many borders. All right, well, we get to top it with something special. You can eat bananas. All blue one in the middle. That one seems good to me. Also, it's probably a sauce, so it'll probably do well for the top. It's like a jar, or like a thin neck jar. So let's see what we get. Da-na-na-na. I mean, it's a good mayonnaise. It's mayonnaise. So our very sweet, our extra banana-y, our extra honey-y, and salty, and also a little bit of peanut butter, our very sweet and salty thing is going to have mayonnaise on top.
And spicy.
And then also spicy, yeah. Maybe the mayonnaise will help bring it down, so we can see what other ones we could have had. All right, so there's one up here in the front. This is in a glass jar, so this one could be. Who knows what this one could be? Let's see. What we could have had. Pine nuts. That would have been good, right?
Yeah.
This one is another glass jar. It is chocolate.
A pumpkin spice.
Chocolate bomb.
Yep.
Orange flavor. This one is original hot sauce. Red clay changes you. Red clay, a little south for your mouth. No south for my mouth, please. And this one, it could have had non-Perlier sprinkles. This one, California lemon peel. Oh my god, it's really, really, really interesting. It smells like a lemon, but it's all like brown. I guess it's just ground up peel. Is that the idea? It smells like you just ripped open a lemon and you're just smelling into it, and yet it's this dry ass powder, but it smells wet. Straight up olives. Yeah.
You avoided the olives.
We avoided the olives. I know some people who hate olives. I'm an olive enjoyer. And then the big daddy over here. Ground cinnamon. Cinnamon would have been good, right? That would have been good. So we had mayonnaise, peanut butter, spicy honey, wasabi powder, avocado seasoning, and then one more. Oh, the truffle oil. So we picked some of the most powerful and wrong ones possible, basically. Maybe the power of banana bread is just too strong, and it's going to come out fine one way or the other, just a little zesty. Maybe, we'll see. So it's been 55 minutes. It said it could be an hour, so there could be 5 more minutes. Hey, that looks like bread. Pot holders. tiny pot holders. They might not be done. Come here. Flattened. We put a toothpick into the center. Oh my god, the bread's not centered up. Very tall bread. That looks pretty moist. It looks pretty good. Clean to me, yeah. There's the bread. Looks pretty good. It has a very interesting, very complex layers to the flavor. There's a lot going on with it. So, but you know what? I mean, it looks like bread. I don't know what to say. We got into the mayo. Yeah, we have the mayo to add to it. So, I guess we'll just flop it out. It says to let it sit. Warm, but not brutal. Let's see if it just comes out. Not the most articulate block. Okay, so it comes out. Oh. A little dark here. Pretty dark on the bottom. But overall, I think it looks like banana bread as far as I can tell. Right?
Looks like a good loaf.
Like a good loaf. Knife! The most photogenic knife. The bread knife?
That's a bread knife.
Bread is the bread knife what you use for bread?
Not for banana bread.
Not for banana bread. The Santoku knife. Santoku! You can tell because it has little things on it. So this is our last ingredient, the Kewpie mayonnaise, which is actually probably my favorite mayonnaise in general. Come on! Okay. There's little perforations, so it shouldn't be this hard to open. There you go. Nice. Is there like a thing? There is a thing. Little arrows. Oh, it's a little butthole. Guess what makes it Kewpie. Okay.
It's optional.
Wait, it's optional. Included. Oh! You can do star-shaped or design tip. I see. It looks like what you might do with banana bread. Oh, it smells interesting. You can smell the banana bread, but then you smell these other things going on with it. There's just like this, like, what's wrong? Like, you're smelling the spicy honey. You're smelling the wasabi. You're smelling something going on with it. It looks beautiful. It literally is like, I guess it's just over here. A much higher quality camera. It's super moist, very soft, but I can't tell you, like, the spice smell is so wrong. My stomach's already feeling a little weird. Bottoms up. It's mostly just banana bread. It's, yeah. Like,
it's really good.
Despite the added, you could definitely taste the honey. The honey came through really strong.
Did you even take a bite of the mayonnaise?
Yeah, I'll get there. Okay. It's not bad with the mayonnaise. You would put butter on bread. Mayonnaise is kind of like butter, kind of. There's already so many other things going on. The honey is so powerful. Honey's good. Makes it taste good. I don't taste any wasabi. There is a small hint of spice, but it tastes like honey banana bread. Yeah, well, there's like a slight, the back of your breath, you can feel the spice. Like, why is there spice here? I don't taste the avocado seasoning other than just being salty. It's not bad. Maybe eating raw egg wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be. But honestly, it's not bad. Even the mayonnaise on top is a nice creaminess that works with the sweet and the overall breadness that it has. I think it's a victory.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got to eat those bananas. I got to make some content, and hopefully you had fun along the way. So, see you next time.